Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Toledo. I have a special guest here, Matt with Get a Grip. Matt, what's your last name?
Armillo.
Armillo. So I didn't want to mess up his last name here. But this is a review and a kind of like a product demonstration with Matt. So I've never actually done something like this. So this will be the first time that we actually bring a guest in about his product, and at the same time I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts about what I think of it. And right off the bat, I think it's really an interesting product. I think it's a really cool product, to be honest with you. And Matt is going to just tell us the features of his own Get a Grip arm, and we'll get into some accessories that he has and some other uses that we can go with this arm. So Matt, tell me about this product, dude.
All right, Mike, I'm really excited to show this to all the techs out there. This arm here, I'm using it to hold a heat gun. I'm sure all you techs out there have had dents where it's either really sharp or you're working on an aluminum panel, or even in a climate that's really cold and the panel's too cold to work on. And we all been there. We get our heat gun or a blowtorch, and we put some heat on the panel, put the torch down, work the dent out. It's not real efficient. It might get the job done, but I was just bothered by the whole aspect of, I just need somebody to hold it. I don't have another guy here to help me hold my heat gun. So I came up with the strong arm, and I developed this in a way where it's a really stout arm. When I'm using it right now on a portable propane heat gun, and this thing weighs several pounds, so it's not a light heat gun. So if it holds this gun, it's going to hold any heat gun that you guys might be using. Let me demonstrate how the product works and how I developed it. It uses a suction cup to adhere to the painted part of the car, the glass, anything that's smooth. It's typical, suction cup that most of you techs are used to using. So what we have here, how this arm operates, it has 3 points of adjustment. So it allows you to put this actual gun anywhere you would want to adjust it to. So if you set the gun down, if you have a dent here and you want to lock it down, this allows it to adjust in whole different various ways of attaching it to the surface of the car. So if you would like to set the gun right here, for instance, if you guys just want to imagine there being a nice sharp dent right here, you adjust these down, and these handles here, you could get aggressive with it. When I made this, I didn't want someone to use it and after about a couple of weeks it falling apart or it breaking on them. So when I make this product here, I wanted you guys to be able to really lock down on it as tight as you want or as loose as you guys want.
That is super strong.
Yeah,
super strong.
Yeah, it's a stout design. So now when you have that dent, now you could just focus on just pushing the metal out and not worrying about the heat and about the temperature, of the surface degrading.
This isn't like a camera mount. This is custom made. You made this, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So not something you can go buy in the store and go, oh, I can do it myself and make it, right?
Honestly, Mike, if there was something I can buy at the store, I would have just bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the amount of time and effort and prototypes that I've gone through to make this, I would rather just buy the tool. Someone already made it, why reinvent the wheel?
I'm a camera guy myself. I have all kinds of things, and this is really cool. I mean, you could use this for a lot of other uses. Obviously, you've got this he's got this heavy canister on here. It's a propane canister with a really cool little heat gun accessory on here. I've never seen this before because usually guys are using little torches and stuff like that. But you have this little. Tell me about this as well on the arm here.
Yeah, so this has really changed the way I've do my work. Let me take it off for you guys. You guys could take a closer look. So this is just a normal campfire propane tank that you can buy at an outdoors sporting goods store. Essentially, what is going on here? This is a heat gun that allows it to operate without electricity or any kind of plugs or any kind of sort of power outlet. So I love it. This thing has changed the way I've operated. I don't need to get an extension cord out, look for a power outlet. This has made it so much more convenient. I'm honestly doing dents that I could probably get away without heat, but I'm too lazy to go get my extension cord out and get everything out and plug it in and then find out the outlet doesn't have power to it. Having this here, it's so convenient. I always have it set up with my arm. I just take this out, put it on the car, and now I'm pushing out metal so much faster. It makes me work faster, more efficient. It makes me more money, honestly. this setup here is a awesome setup. It's a home run.
What's this run right here?
So I retail this for $149 on my store. I still am running a special mic until the end of the month. So April 1st, I'm ending the special. I'm still giving everyone that's watching the video, I'm still giving you the MTE pricing, which is gonna be $127. So it's a deduction of $22. So jump online, order it now before.
It's February 10th right now. So by the time I post this video, it'll probably be a couple days from then, but get your butt on there because he'll probably be running. I say this is a great arm, articulate arm. We will also show just a little bit. We'll show how it works for other ways. You have a double arm, right? You have a double, like you can
absolutely.
have the claw on both sides instead of having the suction cup.
Exactly.
And then you can use it for other uses, which we will show in just a little bit. But meanwhile, you've got this pretty cool little thing. Where do you get this at? I mean, are you going to sell pack? Do you have sell packages?
I will. Right now, I'm still trying to get these in stock. Right now, I sold out of them. I had a little over a dozen of them at the show, and they were sold out pretty quick. So right now, I'm getting more shipments coming in, but you can't order them right now. The actual heat gun portion, the arms I do have in stock. So if you guys are wondering, well, when will I get them? Give me about 3 to 5 days for shipping and assembly. I do make these by hand, so it does. Be patient with me. They're
it's
handmade.
It's a solid product. My technician, you gave one to me. You actually gave one to my technician. I said, hey, let me use it because I want to shoot some video off of it and get some product like clips of it. Literally less than a day, he's like, can I have it back? I need it back. And he's using it every day. And honestly, if we didn't have this, my technician's pretty aggressive with his dents, but it's a necessity, especially if you're doing those deep, nasty crunches. It's so easy to set up. It's so convenient between the arm and exactly where you need to place your heat gun. Even if you don't have this, it's still a big benefit to have this arm to precisely put it where you want it and not be in the way. Sometimes the claw, the lock line arms are just, it's not strong enough. Over time, it just gets too weak and it pops, and you can burn yourself. That's another thing too, because if it's not strong enough and reliable and precise, some things can go wrong, or it could drop on the car or whatever. But this is solid, really good.
Yeah, thank you.
I really like it. So let's go check out the next segment of the uses of this arm.
Hey everybody, John Miller here with Dent Time, here to give you my personal opinion and review of Matt with Get a Grip's strong arm. I love this thing. It literally is being used on almost every dent I do because it's allowing me to get it set up that much quicker compared to your conventional plug-in, heat gun. The nicest thing about it is I don't have to worry about the arm falling over or slumping all the time. With some conventional grips for heat guns, you do have to worry about that.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree, John. That is exactly what I was trying to solve, because there is some other arms that will hold a heat gun, but the efficiency of the way they work, you set it up and it sits there for a little bit, then it starts slowly moving. So when I made this arm, John, that's what I loved here, because I made this arm to be really stout, something that when you set this arm where you want it, exactly where you want it, you set it and you really just forget it. You don't have to worry about it moving and kind of slowly fading away from the dent. This is an arm that you can really focus all your attention on the dent. Once you set the heat gun up where you want it, you set it and forget it. And just to keep in mind, this heat gun, this is a great tool right here. It's cordless, like you said. You don't need any kind of power cords or outlets. This thing here on a mobile route is a slam dunk.
I picked mine up about a week ago, and there's nothing I can say bad about it. The only thing is, like Matt told me earlier when he first gave me the strong arm, was that this is a tool that you don't keep with the rest of your tools. You want to keep it separate because you don't want to damage the strong arm, and B, the end of this heat gun can get pretty darn hot, and you don't want it melting any of your tools or toolbox or anything like that. But as far as the flexibility of it, it's just great. You really don't have to worry oh, am I going to suction cup it here or here or where? You put it on the panel and the arms allow you to move it where you want it to go. You don't have to, you know, you can pretty much set and forget, like he said. Set it and forget it.
Right, yeah, and that's what I love about it, because it really, you know, it makes you work more efficient. You don't have to worry about the heat gun. You know, like I mentioned before, a lot of techs like me, you know, what they'll actually end up doing, it'll take a heat gun or a torch, and you heat the panel up, get it nice and toasted, put the gun down, push the Dent out. Well, we know how efficient that is. You know, will it get the job done? It may. You know, a lot of you, that's why you've been doing it for years. But until, you know, something like this came along, now you could just set this up. You don't have to worry about, you know, the heat dissipating, especially like on aluminum, right?
Exactly. It dissipates very quickly.
Exactly. Aluminum, you know, you take that heat gun down, it's starting to just decrease the
yeah, and that's
instantly.
The first thing you're thinking when that happens is, I have to rush this now. I've heated up the panel. It's prepped and ready. So now let me get in and get my tools on it. With this, you don't have to worry. You can just keep the heat exactly where you want it. You don't have to worry about the arms slipping down, moving, anything like that. You can just focus on your Dent and not feel rushed or worried about the heat gun or the arm moving into a position where you don't want it. So,
and just to demonstrate, you know, how well and stout this tool is, you know, I know you guys watching this video don't realize this weighs several pounds. This is the heaviest heat gun you're probably ever going to use. It's not a light heat gun. So just to demonstrate, just bear with me. Let me show you how stout this tool actually is. And I demonstrated this at my booth at MTE, but this thing here, I mean, it's kind of just says it all right there. I mean, and again, if you guys can hold this and actually see the weight of this, I mean, feel this, John.
Oh yeah, it's got some you know, considerable weight to it.
It's got some mass to it.
And
you know?
Earlier in the week, Mike and I were actually messing around with it, and we actually put it up on a wall, on a stuccoed wall here in the shop. And it held with the gun fully extended like this. Still held on a wall.
Yeah, one other thing I would also like to mention real quick too, the design and the development of this tool, I spent a lot of time in different versions of it. And one of the things I did change from an initial version is something small, but it could be a real big thing. You know, if you're working on a customer's car, again, this could go on a roof, a hood, a trunk, anywhere you would like it to go. But one thing I had an issue with the first time was that this sleeve here that I designed is to never let loose. So now, as you can see, you might not be paying attention and you started adjusting it, Johnny, you loosen it up. You don't know this, but my very first one, if you loosen it too much, the actual sleeve here would actually slip out.
Oh, no.
And you don't want this thing to land on someone's hood.
No.
You know, if you're working on something on top of the car and you're loosening and not paying attention, the thing falls out. So I actually went back and I had made it to where this is never gonna fall out.
That's great.
You know, so only way this is ever gonna come apart, you gotta actually disassemble this whole entire thing for this to come out. So that's just a real good feature that I just wanted to point out. So you don't even a small details like that, you know, I'm a detail kind of guy and I wanted to make sure this product again was something that the techs would go out there and use it, make more money, you know, work more efficient. You know, I love hearing the feedback, you know, because this is...
And the detail truly shows with as many points of actuation that are on this thing, you can literally put it wherever you want, however you want, and not even have to touch the suction cup. And that really shows in that detail. I mean, I think Mike and I counted up to 9 different points of actuation where you can move that thing without even taking it off of the panel itself.
Yeah.
It goes wherever you need it to.
Yeah, I appreciate hearing that, John. Yeah, because this is some good feedback, you know, and I'm really proud of it. You know, I make these, you know, one at a time by hand, and I put a lot of time and energy into it. So it's great to hear that feedback from you. Thank you.
Well, you made a great tool, and we're happy to have it in the market.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, so now we're over here at the gas tank area. Now, I work on a lot of tanks. My friend Daniel Grom works on tanks, and a lot of you probably work on gas tanks. And you have that suction cup, that big suction cup that you have, and other ones that you've used on the other arms, and you just can't get it to where you want. Sometimes the tank's really narrow. Maybe you might have a sport bike or something else that's kind of awkward, and maybe the dent's way up front here, and you can't get, trying to get an arm and your light around something is kind of very challenging. You have a double end on both sides, right? You have a claw on both sides. And look at this unique way you set it up.
Yeah, I sure do, Mike. Yeah, this setup here really allows you to get more creative. Like you were saying, there's not a surface area for that 4-inch cup to sit on a curve or maybe even on a decal. It's not going to get a real good seal. This solution here is absolutely perfect. For this setup here to exist, you would have to have some sort of a stand. So having it this way, you could really have the same functionalities. You can still do all the same adjustments that you have with the suction cup portion, but now you don't have to worry about a suction cup sticking to this. Now you can just set this up right here. You got a nasty little dent right on that tight little area of the tank. You tighten this down. I'm done. I don't have to worry about the actual heat moving. I don't have to worry about...
Rock solid.
Yeah, this is not going anywhere, Mike. So now you could actually just put all your energy in focusing on the dent and not worrying about the heat gun moving, it slowly, moving out of place. This setup right here, Mike, it's a must. If you have a motorcycle vise like this, the Daniel Grom vise, this heat gun arm, fantastic.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I would say this is definitely a must-have if you're going to do tanks, especially something in different variations of tanks. You'll definitely need this arm. Now, you could also hook it up to a stand. Maybe you have your light, right? And you can hook it up to the stand itself and come around your light. So your light this never gets in the way of your light, because the reflection obviously is most important to see what you're doing. But now to have the heat and everything out of your way so you can still work, because I've had heat gun right here and my light here, and I'm kind of fighting both of them to get in the perfect position, right? And now this is a great solution. You can hook it up to your light. You can also, it's got a much more different uses. You could, I can imagine using your like DJ Osmo and having your camera while it's filming you.
Absolutely.
Little videos like that.
Or if you have, you need a light for some reason, you need to hold something. Again, this just to go over it again. This is just, you have your claw here, and this opens up to 1 3/4 inches. So whatever you could fit in here, this thing will lock it down.
Practically everything. So
yeah.
I mean, what's going to be bigger than that you want to hold? But it'd probably be much heavier to hold. But I mean, even at that, that's strong. That is super strong. I mean, this arm is great. I love the articulating part where you can slide it back and forth, and look at the motion you can get in the position you can put it to. So that's great.
Very versatile.
And quick to set up. I mean, you don't need to over tighten it either to get it to where you want it to stay too. Really quick. And it's going for $149 normally, right?
$127 right now, and that's just until the end of the month. So if you guys are kind of on the fence, save $22, order it before the 1st of April, and you'll get it for $127.
Yeah, and look out for the kit that you're going to have too as well on there.
I will have a combo with the heat gun and the arm together coming soon.
Now, one other thing too is that you sell an umbrella too, so you have a way to put this. This will hold your umbrella too, or your own umbrellas, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do actually sell a product called the Grip, and the Grip is a little bit more stout than this, believe it or not. And the purpose of that for me is an umbrella. And the nice thing about it, it has a similar claw to it, but it's a more stout design for structure and strength. And actually on my storefront, you'll see there's a video that you could watch, and I'm actually driving down the road going about 35, 36 miles per hour with it. So if you need something that you set up, an umbrella, you're working outside, you're a tech that works outdoors on a route, and you need an umbrella that's not gonna move, you set that thing and forget it. There's no worrying about it moving or the wind blowing. It's a stout design. Again, that tool there that I sell, you can find on my store and see the details on that. That again is a tool that when I make something, I don't want something to be flimsy, Mike. The last thing I want to do when I buy something online or from somebody, I use the tool, I'm like, yeah, it's great. And then the thing strips or the thing falls apart, breaks. I'm like, wow, shit, that was a good tool, but it fell apart on me after 2-3 weeks. I really want to design something that people are happy to use. I'm proud of it. I make them by hand. So yeah, again, if you're interested on the Grip, that's also a product that I make. You can find more of that online on my website. And again, you can find me at getagripnow.com and check out my products.
Cool. Good deal. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, man.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
All right, take care.
Yeah.